I'm excited. We're going to tell you a bit about what we're doing for the last 9 years. I don't know if you realize, I got an email 9 years ago, followed by a letter. There's a person here who's a champion of memos and letters. My dear friend here, Russell, who sent me a letter saying, I think we're onto something. That was 9 years ago. We're here. It's happening. It's being built. If you haven't seen it yet, you must go. I'm a proud co-founder of GCI. I also have a spice company. But today we're going to focus on GCI. I'm going to cook you a few things.
I cannot wait.
I'm
the luckiest person up here, by the way. You're going to cook for me, make a couple cocktails.
Yeah, we're going to get this party started as we move along.
So while Lior's cooking, I'm going to ask him a couple questions. So we'll be going back and forth a little bit. So as you're doing your thing.
All right.
And I love how we're starting with a cocktail first.
That's right.
The best move you made so far. What is GCI all about to you?
So I'll tell you this. Some of you know this. In 1997, I sat in the kitchen at my parents' house and told them that I wanted to become a cook. My mom started crying. She turned to my dad and she says, Moshe, can you please talk to your son? You know, cooking was a thing you did if you failed in life, which is a sad reality because when you think about what we do and people in the culinary hospitality, we feed people. It's so important. We feed you whether you're hungry. We feed you whether you just want to feed your soul. So it's important. And luckily, you know, somewhat years later, it's cool to be a chef. Yes, you know, I was at an event the other day and somebody who had no connection to, and then she turned around and she said, what do you do for a living? I said, I'm a cook. All of a sudden, there was no barrier, and she told me I own a Vitamix blender. And we became best friends about a blender. So why GCI? I think we are now at a point in life where food is important. It's important for many reasons. It's important because we have to feed people. There's crisis, the things. We got to learn what's the next generation is going to look like, from agriculture, from chefs, from food manufacturers. Where are we heading with all of this? So I think that was important. It's important also to make the connection between the land and the food that we eat. We visited a lot of culinary school. We've seen a lot. I wouldn't say the system is broken, but there's a lot that we can do to fix it. And we want to give, you know, people, and I'm not saying the word young people, because so far as we started interviewing people, it goes from 20 to 65, including a woman who begged me to take her husband, who's retiring, for a year to the Galilee, just so he doesn't stay home. So there's room for everybody. That's what I want to say. And so we see an educational challenge, first of all. Connected with the culinary, there's great opportunities. So you want to be a cook, be my guest. It's hard. You want to be a pastry chef, we got you too. What about food photography? What about styling? What about food manufacturing? What about food sustainability? So all of these and more, this is the reason why we put together GCI.
I love that. Okay.
So by the way, I'm making Steve a little Arak cocktail. I'm no bartender, but I do like a cocktail. And I'm told this recipe will be available if you join our Galilee Culinary Institute newsletter. If you don't, you'll never see them. So just a warning or an invitation. Go online, sign up, you'll get those. So a little lemon, a little arak, a little ice, a little mint. Gonna throw everything in there.
How lucky am I? How lucky am I to be up with this guy? So while you're doing that, why now and why Gonen?
I think the time is now. There's urgency in terms of education, like I said, in culinary. When we started 9 years ago, we could not have imagined what would happen. So I think our mission of joining the journey of rebuilding the region, rebuilding the Galilee, like was said here earlier, everything is there. We just got to show it to the world. And I think that's the important. Gonen, I'm from the Galilee, I'm not going to lie. I love the region. It's my favorite. My parents still live there, so the choice was quite easy. I think it's kind of a full circle as somebody who ate in a kibbutz and the food was not good. So I think it's a mission for me in life to bring good food to a dining hall of a kibbutz. We love Gonen. Bo Russell, myself, and other JNF members stood there on that non-existing anymore terrace, and we looked at the valley and we said, this is where it's going to be. This is where it feels right. The community needs us. And it makes sense. We have our 12 acres farm. We're going to grow all of our produce. So it's going to be great.
And that's something to talk about. We have an unbelievable farm there, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So tell me how that's going to work in terms of with the culinary and with the restaurant that we're going to have. as we grow our own vegetables and...
So we have a 12-acre farm, which is fantastic. We're going to be able to grow in greenhouses and open field and herbs and salads and vegetables year-round, and work with the team, with the students and the chef and everybody else to plan our menu. How fun is that when you could just walk down 5 minutes, pick whatever you need for lunch and dinner, use it up, and that's going to be ours.
All right,
so here's your drink.
Yeah, we're going to have a little cocktail here. Does anybody else want to join us up here? I mean, I never drink alone. I usually have 3,000 of my friends come up here and hang with us. So anybody's more than welcome.
There you go, my friend. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Chaim. Cheers to all of you.
That is good.
We looked at Gonen. We saw a great opportunity to bring this building to life. I will tell you this dining hall was built in the 1960s by a great architect named David Best. It was very important for us to protect, preserve it, and build everything inside of it. So the photos that you've seen are real, and that's the old dining hall of Kibbutz Gonen, which we hope that by the end of the year we'll get possession of the building. The equipment is there. We're going to start cooking. We're going to start running some short program as of January and early next year, and then gearing up into our big first cohort of students in the fall of 26. Sign up isn't open yet. Reservation for the restaurant aren't open yet, but coming soon. Call Steve, don't call me.
And tell me a little bit, we have what we call Building B right now for a better name. Tell me what's going to happen as we start to build that out.
So just as an overview, the whole GCI consists of, as you go in, you have the beautiful farm to your right, and you drive up. We have 20 suites that you've seen in the video, state-of-the-art, really rooms that were rebuilt. Then we have our building that's going to be open next month, in a month and a half or two. And then right next to it, a brand new building that's going to be built, which will host a wine bar, a coffee shop, a gift shop, upstairs, a bean-to-bar chocolate lab, where you're going to be able to learn how to make chocolate from beans, roasting and conching and toasting, whatever it is that you need. And then next to it, one of my favorite places is a beer brewery. Because, you got to have a beer brewery. Everybody needs to have one. So that's going to be there with a beer tasting room, and so that's looking to be completed by end of 2026.
So there you go. You get
Next recipe I'm going to make you is a little tahini.
Okay.
So just as a tip for those of you who cook, keep your tahini jar upside down. Then all the solids go down, and you don't end up with the fat on top and then the solids on the bottom. Free tip. And when we talk about tahini, it's sesame. That's all it is. It's stone ground sesame. And what I love about this idea is that you're creating an emulsion. Now, nobody says, would you like an emulsified sesame? Because that doesn't sound really great. But, a tahini sounds much better. So I'm going to make you one.
Okay. So what else you have in there? What else you're putting in with that?
I'm going to put some lemon juice, some garlic. You okay with garlic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good with everything you have on this.
All right. One of my favorite tools is a little zester. So we're going to, instead of crushing and getting dirty and whatnot, we're just going to put the garlic in it. And add some lemon juice. Lots of lemons here.
That's right. We've got our challah to go with it, right?
Yeah. So in terms of, where we are right now, so as I said, one building is, equipment is there. We got really, when we were thinking about what to do at GCI, we really challenged the notion of what equipment can we bring in. So there is an amazing charcoal grill that was built in Lockhart, Texas, because it only makes sense to bring a grill. Go Texas.
And what are we going to be making on that grill? Because this is interesting. Go ahead.
There's a lot of options. You can grill. There's paella pans that are also going to be paella over charcoal. And then I think one of the highlights is a shawarma spit cooked over charcoal, which was, when I called the guys at Texas and first, what is shawarma? And two, what do you want? I was like, do you know how to make tacos al pastor? Like, of course. It's the same thing without the pineapple. It's shawarma without the pineapple. So just make us this.
And
Yeah.
Talk about some of the other pieces of equipment, because we have some unbelievable things that you
Yeah, so right next to this beautiful grill, as I was going to say, we have a cooking line that has an Indian tandoor that we're going to cook in. There's a bunch of pasta cookers. There's a whole pastry lab with top-notch equipment and laminators and ovens and whatnot, where the students will not only learn, but they also participate in the making of the product that are going to be sold at the store and at the coffee shop and sold outside of it. So you will learn hands-on not only how to make things, but how to sell them, which is the mindset of that. And then great classroom. We have a beautiful auditorium. You saw a picture where we'll be able to hold demos and events and also broadcast them outside of GCI. So if you're sitting at home somewhere in the US and you want to be part of one of our cooking lessons, you'll have the option. So that's going to happen. A little ice, a little bit of salt.
And not just that, Lior has a lot of chef friends. He knows a lot of chef friends that want to come, right, and take a week or 2 weeks or maybe
absolutely.
a month and hang out at our GCI and give the classes and give the chef demos. And we'll have that going on year-round as well. So that's going to bring a lot of juice to the GCI.
Yeah, and I think one of the ways that we build the whole kitchen and the restaurant is to be able to bring these chefs to perform, if you will, for a week, for a month, for a day, come teach the students, share their experience, and have you all hopefully make a reservation and come and eat there. I think I went overboard a bit with my water. We're going to add some tahina. It's a bit too loose, yeah?
Looking good.
Too loose. It's going to be good. It's going to be just great. Yeah, so all of the other classes, really, each class has its oven and its stoves and everything and ready to go. So it's important also to say that aside from the students who are going to be there for 12 months or shorter, all of these facilities are open to you all as a public for tourism to take a class or to just come and eat if cooking is not your thing. It was built in a way that allow you to have some dining experience outside, some inside, and then take all of these classes and all of these lessons.
And then, as we talked about earlier, we're tied to a complete ecosystem. So, we're going to be putting together culinary tours, which will take you through. You go up to Marguerite, you could go to wineries, but at the end of the day, we'll end up back. We'll go be at the farm. We'll end up back at the GCI. We're going to have an amazing restaurant where we'll finish the day off with an incredible meal at our restaurant. So, those culinary tours, as we get those put together, are going to be
Absolutely.
they're going to be amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, and then you can spend the night in one of the 20 rooms.
That's right.
You don't have to worry about driving to wherever you came from.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So we have 20, we call them suites right now, that are built out, and we're going to be building more. Originally, they're really for the kids when the school starts. They're going to be the dorms for the kids, but we did such a beautiful job. Before that school starts, we'll have the ability to have people stay over at those suites as we do our cooking classes and some of our other activities that we're going to have built in there as well.
That's right.
This looks amazing.
So here's your tahina. Don't say tahini, it's called tahina. We're going to put a little bit of my father's olive oil on top of it, Moshe oil as it's known. And then our good friends from Wadi Atir are here, Nimrod and his team, and they were kind enough to share some of their za'atar, which is fantastic. If you've not been to Wadi Atir, next time in Israel, make sure you go there. So I'm going to put a little bit of that for you. And then you have your challah rolls.
I'm ready to go, baby.
All right, that's
I'm
all you.
ready to go. This is the greatest job ever, let me tell you. Now you know why Russell convinced me to do this. This is, I mean.
So I can feed you. If it's not good, don't say anything.
Oh my God, that's so good. That's so good.
Amazing.
Right,
Leave it here.
Leave it here. What do we got last? We got one more thing to make.
Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to be making you as we continue our chat on, it's just a very simple tomato salad, whatever your way of cutting them, wedges, slices, dicing them, simply toss with a little bit vinaigrette made with some sumac and Aleppo chili and salt, and throw in a few olives in there, and then a little surprise again from our friends at Wadi Atir. It's good to know people, They're like, do you want za'atar? Do you want this? I mean, these are the people I hang out with. So just going to throw a few of those. Again, a little bit of Moshe oil. I'm just going to say this is not going back to New York. So if you want it, make your way fast at the end.
Yeah, this olive oil is.
And in Israel, you don't measure olive oil. We say back home with the elbow up high. The higher the elbow, the better. Yeah, so we're going to toss in a few of these spices, a little bit of salt, a little bit Aleppo.
And as Lior said, one of the things we were all discussing is what this next 12 months looks like. And we talked about soft opening in January. We really believe we're in the midst of making our big hires. That will be a huge part of our team that will create the team for the entire project, and then from there we'll build out. And so we're thinking soft opening in January and starting to move forward from there, with the goal of just increasing every month, doing a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, gaining that expertise. And then, of course, with the school, the goal for the school to open next fall. And the same way, build the school out, let's learn, we're, have small classrooms, but let's learn how we do things and get really good at it. So by 27, when we get into our second year, we'll be ready to go and really blow that school up a little bit. So.
Yeah, that's right. So as Steve just mentioned, so what we're looking to do in the next 12 months is, first of all, making sure everything works, get into the building, start some slow programming of culinary tours in the region, cooking classes. Obviously, you will sign up after this session to the newsletter, so you'll get a note on when they're available. And start operating the restaurant. If you have seen the beautiful views of the restaurant, it's an 80-seat restaurant with a 180-degree view of the Ahula Valley and the birds and everything that's happening there. Great menu that's going to change seasonally based on what we're growing at the GCI farm. And as we progress towards the spring, we'll start taking application for those students who are going to join us for the first cohort as we follow the completion of Building B, which is very exciting to start working on that. And then fall of 2026, which will be our first cohort and our first student that's coming. So that's what we're working on. Great team members. I want to give a big shout out to Amit, who is our operations manager, who joined us. And I want to say one thing. At the end of every show and every movie, do you know what happens at these? What do you see on the screen? Credits.
That's right.
Do you know who watches the credit?
Who's that?
No one. So I want to take a minute to really thank the hundreds and the thousands of people who made this possible in GCI, Russell and the JNF team, and Mitch and yourself joining, and Amit and the team in Israel, and Cheryl Buckholz, who's been with us since day one.
Amazing.
And all of the incredible people who worked so hard in their own respective way, and our contractor who said that nothing is possible, and now he's selling all of our ideas to other people. Fine, don't worry about it. Happy for him. So a big, big, huge thank you. And first and foremost, all of you for being here and believing in this idea that we can create this one-of-a-kind culinary institute in the last place on earth that makes sense. But it's happening. So a big thank you. We're not done, but just important to say that.
And and to that, biggest thank you. This man's vision is incredible. When you get out, when you come to see the GCI and you see what we've built, Lior's vision, the detail that he is so tied into is incredible. And I'm on calls with him, and he is into the minute details of how he wants this to look, and he's not bending for anything. And it is absolutely gorgeous. And I cannot wait till we get this open. You're going to be so impressed, and it's going to be unbelievable. And then we'll get Building B going, and once that happens, we're going to be off to the races for sure.
That's right.
But Lior has been amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I hope you're still hungry. There's a little tomato salad here. You don't have to eat it all.
I got to take one bite of this. I don't
yeah. And so I promise you another quick surprise from Nimrod and his team at Vadiatir. This is a yogurt stone. Just to tell, I don't know who was the smart person who was like, let's take yogurt and make it into a rock. But basically all of the milk solids after, and Nimrod would know better, but all left over then shaped into this rock hard yogurt. And the fun part about it is that you can just, using our friend, the microplane here, you could just grate a little bit over your salad, over your pasta, and you get like this beautiful tangy yogurt on top. Here you go. You need a fork.
I need a fork.
You need a fork. And your halal.
I really feel bad that I have to do this.
Don't.
I'm really so good. Look at this. Wow.
So with that being said, there's great opportunities for everybody. We say, and we'll keep on saying, join the journey. Join the journey. Steve is busy, so I'm going to cover for him for a minute. Join the journey, whatever it is. Find Steve, find myself, find JNF team members, and figure out how you can join us for the journey. We have a great board that met for the first time yesterday. That's leading tourism and education and finance and operations. So if you think that this is something that you'd like to do, again, find us and join these committees and help us build, help us dream big. We have a long, long road ahead of us. It's not over. We got to figure out what to put in the tandoor. So if you have some ideas for that, happy to hear about them. And yeah, just an exciting, exciting road, just the beginning.
Thank you, Lior. Awesome. Love it. Yeah. What an amazing and delicious adventure we are on together. With everything we've talked about and all of our work across the North, we're not talking about dreams here. We've got a blueprint for the future of the Galilee and for the future of food, and also for the future of Israel. But a blueprint is only the beginning. To bring this vision to life, we need you to be the builders. To paraphrase Herzl, if you will it, you still have to fund it. Now, by the way, I think Russell whispered that in his ear when he made that comment. Anyway, as you can see on the screen behind me, there are countless ways to leave your mark and your name on GCI. There are opportunities large and small, from buildings and breweries to student lounges and scholarships. This is your opportunity to build a legacy that will literally and figuratively nourish and inspire for generations to come. But I want you to join us in more than just a financial sense. I want you to join our startup philosophy. We are building GCI from scratch. Every chef, every instructor, every member of our team will be new, infused with the passion and energy that only comes from creating something the world has never seen before. And like any great new venture, we need our early adopters. We need you. A restaurant gets better with every customer who walks through that door. The service gets sharper, the dishes more refined. GCI is exact same. We need the JNF USA community to be our first visitors, our greatest champions, and our most honest critics. Your engagement will create a positive feedback loop that will elevate the entire campus experience from great to truly world-class. So my ask here is simple. Become an active part of our growth. The next time you plan a trip to Israel, make GCI a featured stop on your itinerary. Book a cooking class. Eat in the restaurant. And one of the most powerful things you can do is go home, tell your friends, you have to go north. You have to experience what's happening in the Galilee. Thank you for joining our journey.